Welcome to Myth Sleep Stories, where ancient legends lull you into peace. Take a deep breath. Let your eyes grow heavy. Tonight, you'll travel beyond time, to a place where all worlds are bound together by one living soul, the great tree of life, Yggdrasil. They say Yggdrasil's roots reach into the deepest shadows of existence, while its branches stretch into the heavens. Every breath, every star, every being, all are connected through its endless pulse. If you listen carefully, you might hear it, a faint, eternal whisper moving through the winds of creation. Long before the gods of Asgard ruled the skies, before Odin gave his eye for wisdom, and before the first man and woman took their breath, there was the tree that no one knows who planted it. Some say it sprouted from the void, born from the last drop of warmth that escaped Gap, the same abyss where fire and ice first collided. Others believe it was a thought, the first conscious dream of the universe, taking root in the silence between heartbeats, when the world was still young and unformed. Yggdrasil's branches reached out in every direction, seeking light, balance, and purpose. From its roots grew the realms, 9 worlds, each pulsing with its own rhythm, all connected through the veins of the great tree. At the highest branch lay Asgard, the realm of the gods, shining with golden towers and endless sky. Below it floated Midgard, the realm of men, fragile, curious, and destined to forget where they came from. And far beneath the roots, deep in eternal frost, slept Helheim, the land of the dead, quiet, still, and wrapped in the cold breath of eternity. Each leaf that trembled on Yggdrasil's branches carried a soul, and each gust of wind through its limbs whispered a story, a life beginning, another ending, another remembered only in dreams. If you could walk through its roots, you would hear every prayer ever whispered, every cry ever silenced, every promise ever broken. It is said that when a child takes its first breath, the tree quivers, one new leaf unfurls, and when a soul departs, a leaf falls silently into the void below. But Yggdrasil was not only a bridge, it was alive. It felt, it remembered, it mourned gods sometimes. Even the gods would stand at its roots, placing their hands upon its ancient ark, hoping to feel the rhythm of destiny. Odin himself would sit there for hours, his single eye closed, listening. The All-Father understood better than anyone that Yggdrasil was not just a tree, it was the pulse of existence itself. Yet even something as eternal as the world, tree is not immune to decay. Deep within its roots, shadows stirred. A serpent called Nidhogg gnawed endlessly at the base of the trunk, feeding on the pain of forgotten souls. His scales shimmered black as night, his breath cold as death. Every bite he took was a reminder that even creation has a heartbeat, and one day it might stop. The gods feared this slow rot. Though they rarely spoke of it, they built their shining halls, celebrated their victories, and sang of eternal glory. But somewhere in the quiet, they heard it too. The soft, rhythmic cracking deep below. Each sound like a heartbeat faltering. And still, the tree stood. Through centuries, through wars of gods and men, through betrayal and prophecy, Yggdrasil endured. Its roots held the worlds together. Its trunk carried the weight of all stories. Its branches reached toward a sky that had no end. There are tales told by travelers of those who fell asleep beneath its shadow and awoke in another world. Warrior once said he dreamt of walking through its roots and meeting his ancestors, who whispered secrets of his past lives. A seer claimed she saw every star align through the branches, forming a map that led her to her own death. Some even say that in the wind passing through Yggdrasil's leaves, you can hear the voices of gods singing to remind mankind that all is one, that nothing ever truly dies. It only changes shape. If you stood at its base tonight, You'd feel the vibration of creation humming beneath your feet. It is not loud. It's more like a heartbeat under the soil. Constant and steady. Every sound in the forest would fade. The rustle of leaves, the flow of rivers, the distant thunder. And in that silence, you would feel it. The connection, the stillness, the ancient truth that binds everything. Now, close your eyes. Imagine standing beneath Yggdrasil's colossal shadow. Its roots coil like sleeping dragons, thick and ancient, covered in moss older than time itself. The air is cool, touched with mist and faint golden light filtering through the canopy above. You look up, and there it is. A sky made of branches. The stars themselves seem woven into its limbs, trembling gently, as though aware that you are watching. In that moment, everything feels alive. The air breathes with you. You are not separate from this world. You are part of it. You are one of its leaves, trembling softly in the eternal rhythm of Yggdrasil. And somewhere, deep within the roots, the whisper begins, soft at first, like wind through snow. Then clearer, a voice that isn't quite a voice, speaking not in words, but in knowing. It tells you that everything is connected, that your life, your pain, your dreams, they all have roots here. The whisper grows, rising through the trunk, echoing through the branches, until you can feel it in your bones. You realize that Yggdrasil is not something outside of you. It is within you. Its roots are your memories. Its trunk, your heart. Its branches, your thoughts reaching for light. And as that truth settles, you feel the world slowing down. The breath deepens. The mind quiets, and all that remains is the whisper. The whisper does not fade. It deepens. It moves through the air like a current of light, rising from the soil into the air, wrapping around your breath. For a moment, it feels like the entire world is inhaling with you. The rustling leaves slow. The stars shimmer as if exhaling light. Everything, even silence, feels alive. You look up again, and the sky above you bends in impossible ways. The branches of Yggdrasil are no longer still. They twist and shift like rivers of starlight, their movement both vast and gentle. For a second, you are unsure whether you are standing beneath them or within them. Gravity loosens. The edges between earth and sky blur. And before you realize it, your body is weightless. It doesn't feel like falling. It feels like remembering how to float. The roots and branches swirl around you like streams of blue light, guiding you deeper into the heart of the tree. The bark, which seemed solid moments ago, now looks translucent, glowing softly from within, as if holding galaxies inside it. Every fiber pulses with faint golden warmth, matching the rhythm of your heartbeat. The whisper grows clearer. It no longer sounds distant. Now it's everywhere. Behind you, inside you, above you. It says nothing you can translate. Yet you understand everything. It tells you that time is not a straight line but a circle, and every soul, every leaf, every life you've ever known is still here, wrapped around you like rings of the tree itself. You feel something brush against your hand, warm, almost human. You look down, and a light flickers beside you. A face takes shape in that glow, calm, kind, familiar. It's not someone you recognize, yet somehow you've known them forever. Their eyes reflect stars that aren't in this sky. They speak without sound. You are walking the old paths. They seem to say, "Do not be afraid." The roots remember you. You want to respond, but your voice doesn't exist here. Instead, the thought itself answers, carried through the hum of the tree. You realize communication here isn't speech, it's resonance. Every emotion, every fragment of memory you release, ripples outward like sound in a still lake. The tree feels it, absorbs it, echoes it back. Suddenly, the air fills with visions, not dreams, not illusions, memories that don't belong to you. A woman in ancient robes kneeling before a stream of light. A child laughing as he plants a seed beneath endless snow. A warrior laying down his sword, letting it sink into the roots where it turns into a flower. Each vision passes through you like a wave, not asking to be understood, only to be felt. You sense that these are the lives of others, souls connected through the tree's vast network. Yggdrasil is not merely the world's foundation, it is a library of existence. Every emotion ever felt, every heartbeat ever taken, is written into its fibers. You are not intruding. You are remembering what you were always part of. The whisper becomes deeper still. Now, it feels like a second heartbeat, echoing beneath your ribs. You can't tell if it's inside you, or if you've become part of it. The light ahead grows stronger, pale blue blending into silver, like moonlight on moving water. You follow it instinctively, drawn by the warmth it carries. The air shifts again. You begin to see shapes moving along the inner bark, threads of energy spiraling upward like veins of light. Then you reach it, the heart of Yggdrasil, a sphere of glowing roots suspended in an ocean of still air. Each root pulses with light, golden, blue, white, intertwining in perfect harmony. It hums softly, and that hum isn't sound at all, but the vibration of creation itself. You feel it on your skin, in your bones, in the space between thoughts. For a long time, you stand there. There is no need to move here. There is no past or future, only presence. Every worry, every wound, every memory you carried dissolves into the rhythm of the tree. It doesn't erase them, it transforms them. Pain becomes warmth. Fear becomes stillness. The boundaries that defined you, your name, your history, your desires, all loosen, replaced by something simpler, something pure, belonging from deep below. A surge of energy begins to rise, slow, powerful, inevitable. The entire tree vibrates. The golden veins pulse faster. The whisper turns into a hum, the hum into a song. You feel the resonance moving through every world connected to this one. Asgard, Midgard, Helheim, all singing together, not in words, but in pure tone. The song is beautiful, beyond measure. It's a sound that feels like color, like memory, like warmth. And as you stand there, you realize you've heard it before, in the wind between mountains, in the ocean at dawn, in the heartbeat of someone you loved. It was never gone. It was always here, waiting for you to listen. You reach out and place your hand against the glowing root. It feels alive, like touching a pulse. For a moment, light rushes up your arm. Not painful, not overwhelming, just real. You see flashes, faces of people you've never met, places you've never been, moments of joy and sorrow that somehow all belong to you. You understand now? Yggdrasil isn't a place. It's a consciousness that connects all living things. The tree doesn't grow in the world. The world grows within it. A final whisper moves through the air, soft and slow. Like the last words of a dream before waking. It says, everything you seek is already within you. You take one last breath, and the air feels different, heavy, full of meaning. When you open your eyes, the light fades slightly, and the shapes around you shift again. You are no longer inside the tree, you are lying beneath it. On soft moss, the night sky wide above you, the stars shimmer faintly through the branches. And for a moment, you could swear they blinked, as if the tree itself was watching you. You exhale. The sound is quiet, but infinite, and the whisper, that same eternal whisper, continues, weaving through the wind, reminding you that every breath, every dream, every heartbeat is part of Yggdrasil's endless song. You close your eyes again. The ground feels alive beneath you. And in the distance, the roots hum gently, calling you deeper into sleep. The silence that follows is not absence. It is full of breath, of motion, of unseen life. You are no longer lying beneath Yggdrasil. You are within it again, though now you cannot tell where you end and it begins. You are breath. You are root. You are memory. The heartbeat that hums through the tree is your own. It pulses softly in the background. A rhythm older than language. Each vibration spreads outward through bark, through soil, through realms. Every echo returns, carrying the voices of countless beings who lived and dreamed before you. Their essence moves through the same pulse. And for the first time, you understand. There was never separation. Light flickers behind your closed eyes. It is not sunlight. It is knowledge, not learned, but remembered. Every thought that rises in you now belongs to something larger. And every moment feels infinite. There is no fear, no confusion. Only flow. It's as if your consciousness has dissolved into the tree's awareness, becoming one note in its endless song. You sense presences moving within that awareness, shapes of light gliding through the current like thoughts through a dream. Some are calm and warm, others cold and ancient. They are not spirits as you know them. They are impressions, ideas left behind by lives long finished. They brush against you softly, and when they pass, you feel memories flood through your mind. 1,000 lives, 1,000 worlds, all touching for a heartbeat before fading again. You see Asgard rise and fall in flashes, golden towers gleaming under eternal dawn. Voices of laughter, of war, of prophecy, then silence, and the wind carrying ashes through the roots. You see Midgard, full of fragile souls learning to build, to break, to love, to forget. You see Helheim, where stillness is not punishment but peace, where rest means reunion with the pulse of the tree. And above all, you sense the unity, how each realm, each choice, each life is another leaf trembling on the same branch. The tree breathes, not in sound, but in light, a subtle expansion and contraction that ripples through existence. Each pulse brings something new. Each pause is reflection. You drift deeper, letting your thoughts unravel completely. You are no longer aware of time. There is only the rhythm. Inhale, exhale, hum, silence. And within that rhythm, something stirs. It begins as a ripple beneath the roots, like movement in still water. Then, a tone so low, so deep, you feel it more than hear it. The whisper returns, layered now with harmony. This time, it speaks, not in words, but in shapes of thought that bloom directly in your mind. Each idea unfolds, like light through crystal. You are not the listener. You are the echo. The realization comes softly, as if you had always known. Yggdrasil does not call to you from outside. It remembers itself through you. Every dream you've ever had, every moment of peace, every tear that fell without reason, all of it was the tree remembering its own heart. You drift further. Beneath you, the roots stretch into infinity, glowing faintly with energy that moves like veins of molten light. They twist and branch, each leading somewhere, each a thread of existence. And in the distance, something immense pulses with radiant calm. The core, the very soul of Yggdrasil. It does not invite you. It simply opens. And as you approach, you realize the core is not a place, but a state of awareness, absolute stillness, infinite clarity. There is no boundary between thought and form. Every vibration of your being merges with the light that radiates from within it. You step closer. The light folds around you, cool and soft like snow. There's no heat, no pain, no fear. Only recognition, as if meeting yourself for the first time after countless lifetimes. In that light, you see fragments of yourself scattered through time. A child playing in a meadow. An elder sitting by a fire. warrior watching stars before battle, a dreamer walking through fog, whispering to the wind, not all of them you, all of them leaves from the same branch. Returning now to the root dot, the realization is overwhelming. But there is no resistance. The self you once held onto melts into the pulse. Your breath syncs perfectly with the rhythm. Each inhale draws in light. Each exhale releases shadow. The balance is complete. The core begins to hum louder now, not chaotic, but majestic. Its tone fills everything. The realms, the void, the silence between heartbeats. Every vibration tells a truth. Nothing ever truly ends. Death is transformation. Sleep is remembrance. Light and darkness are simply two ways the same energy breathes. As the hum grows, you begin to see strands of light forming patterns in the air. Geometry that feels alive. The shapes move with purpose, spiraling upward, weaving through invisible layers. You realize these are the threads of creation, the very architecture of consciousness itself. Each thread glows with a different tone, a different emotion, a different life. And all of them, together, form the great pattern, the unseen design that Yggdrasil holds. You reach out, your fingers brush one of the threads. It vibrates gently, sending a resonance through your body that feels like love pure, unconditional, ancient. You feel tears rise, though you don't know why. It's not sadness. It's recognition of everything you've been, everything you've lost, and everything you are still becoming. For a moment, the pattern pauses, like the tree itself holding its breath. Then, the light within you responds. You are no longer a visitor here. You are a pulse within the pattern, a note added to the song of existence. The whisper returns one last time, clearer than ever. Do not fear sleep, it says. Sleep is the path back to the root. You let go. The light folds you gently inward, dissolving shape, sound, memory. Your awareness fades into warmth, into stillness, into the pulse that hums beneath everything. And as you disappear, you realize you are not ending. You are dreaming with the tree. The last thing you hear before drifting away completely is the low, eternal rhythm, slow, deep, infinite, the whisper of Yggdrasil, breathing through you, carrying you home. At first, there is nothing but light. Not brightness, not blinding radiance, just presence. It has no source and no direction. It simply exists, infinite and calm. You float within it, though float no longer means movement. Here, there is no distance to cross, no time to measure. Everything you are has become part of the same quiet awareness, a thought within the mind of the tree. You remember the hum of the roots, the whisper that carried you inward, but even that sound is now softened into stillness. The silence is perfect. It is not empty. It breathes. Then, from within that stillness, something begins to form. At first, it's only a pulse, slow, deep, steady. It expands like ripples through water, shaping color from nothing. The light folds upon itself, and for the first time, you see. What appears before you is not a place, but a memory of existence itself. Shapes of galaxies swirl within the luminous void, forming spirals that pulse with quiet rhythm. The light weaves itself into lines, and those lines into paths, infinite threads of creation radiating outward from one center. At the heart of it all, you see Yggdrasil's true form, not bark and leaf, but energy. A colossal web of light spanning all directions, its threads pulsing with living awareness. Each pulse feels familiar. You realize every vibration corresponds to a thought, a dream, a memory, a life. You are standing within the archive of the universe. The realization doesn't overwhelm you. It feels natural, inevitable. You step forward, though there is no ground, and the air shimmers around you. Patterns of light respond to your presence. Bending, breathing, waiting. You reach out a hand, and the light bends closer. It touches you like silk. Warm and weightless. 1,000 sensations rush through you. Not pain, not pleasure, but knowing. Each thread you touch unfolds a memory. A child's laughter in the dawn, a star forming in the dark, a drop of rain becoming a river. You realize that what you're feeling are the moments of life itself, all happening, all remembered, all connected. The tree is not watching you. It is experiencing itself through you. Every spark of awareness that ever existed, human, divine, or beyond, is simply another lens through which Yggdrasil perceives creation. You are never and was. Outsider in this story, you were one of its senses. The hum deepens. It vibrates through your chest like a low chord struck across eternity. You close your eyes, and within that vibration, you begin to hear fragments of thought, not your own, but belonging to the consciousness that surrounds you. I am the bridge, it says, though the words have no voice. I am the breath that moves through worlds. I am not worshipped. I am remembered. I do not rule. I connect. Everything that was and everything that will be passes through my roots and returns as light. The words or thoughts are so vast they shake your understanding. Yet their message feels simple. Yggdrasil is not a god. It is not a creation of gods. It is the rhythm that allows even gods to exist. It is the stillness behind thought, the breath between stars, the unbroken silence that gives meaning to sound. You let the awareness move through you. It doesn't feel foreign anymore. It feels like home. Images begin to form again, flowing through the light like echoes from another age. You see a man sitting beneath the trees, shadow, Odin, his single eye closed, his breath slow, his mind open to the whisper. He is listening to the same hum that now vibrates within you. He had always sought understanding, the secret that bound the worlds together. He thought wisdom lived in sacrifice, in the pain of knowing. But what he found was this stillness, the quiet truth that everything he ever searched for was never lost. The image fades, replaced by another, the world in chaos, flames rising from Ragnarok, light swallowed by shadow. Yet, even in destruction, the pulse of Yggdrasil remains unbroken. You realize that even the end of the worlds was not an end. It was the breath between endings and beginnings. The hum grows louder, surrounding you completely. It feels like a storm made of serenity, vast but soft, eternal but intimate. You open your eyes again, and for a moment, you see the worlds as they truly are, not separate spheres, but waves of the same energy, folding and unfolding within the branches of Yggdrasil. Then, in the midst of that revelation, you feel movement. Something shifts deep within the core, a tremor, faint but undeniable. The light around you ripples, and the hum changes tone. It's not fear or pain, it's renewal. The tree is breathing in, and as it does, something inside you responds. You feel your awareness expanding outward, drawn along the glowing threads that lead to every world. You see Midgard, where people sleep under starlight, dreaming of lives they've forgotten they once lived. You see Helheim, calm and silent, where spirits rest within the roots, like seeds waiting for dawn. You see Asgard, rebuilt, not in gold and fire, but in balance and calm. And through all of it, the pulse continues, slow, eternal, whispering the same truth. Everything connects, nothing ends. The threads begin to tighten again, weaving light into shape. You sense that the tree is preparing to show you something new, something beyond even gods. A feeling rises through the light, not command, not prophecy, But invitation. You follow. The world folds, the branches close above. You like the gentle arms of a dream. You are carried upward, through color, through sound, through memory. Every breath you take feels older than time. Then, at the top of everything, you see it, the place where Yggdrasil touches the unknown. It's not heaven, nor another world. It's the source, the still point at the center of all motion, where existence breathes in silence. And in that place, for the first time, the whisper speaks directly, not to your ears, not to your thoughts, but to your essence. You have not reached the end, it says. You have reached understanding. The words ripple through you, dissolving the last of your form. Light moves through your veins. Your awareness stretches until it touches everything, every world, every soul, every leaf that trembles in the eternal wind. And then, as the last boundary dissolves, you feel it, the return. The journey home. The whisper fades into rhythm again, and the rhythm becomes breath. You inhale, you exhale. The light softens into darkness, the darkness into sleep. There is no fear, no loss, no need. Only peace, the quiet certainty that you were never alone. You are always part of the tree. At first, it feels like falling, not the sudden drop of fear, but the soft drifting of a leaf returning to the earth. The light that once surrounded you begins to fade, but it doesn't vanish. It transforms, shifting from blinding white to gentle blue, from the pulse of eternity to the rhythm of your breath. You realize the descent is not a loss. It is return. The hum of Yggdrasil still resonates within you, quieter now, steady and deep. It has become your heartbeat. Every breath you take ripples softly through the tree. And in return, the tree breathes back, a slow, endless cycle of exchange. The space around you begins to take shape again. The formless light condenses into texture, into air, into the faint smell of moss and rain. You are lying once more beneath the ancient roots. The ground feels alive under your skin, pulsing with memory. The vast branches above you sway with the wind, their leaves glimmering faintly under starlight. For a long time, you simply breathe. Each inhale carries the cool scent of the forest. Each exhale releases the weight of everything you've ever carried. You realize that even though the journey feels complete, the whisper has not ceased. It's softer now, woven into every sound around you. The wind, the crickets, the distant flow of a hidden river. All of it moves in the same rhythm, the same gentle pattern that Yggdrasil showed you within its light. You sit up slowly, not startled, not confused, just aware. The world feels new. Every shadow has depth. Every sound feels like it carries a story. You look around, and though you are alone, you don't feel solitude anymore. You feel surrounded, embraced by something vast and kind. The roots beside you glow faintly, as if acknowledging your awakening. You reach out and touch one. The bark is cool, rough, yet warm underneath, humming faintly like a quiet drumbeat. For a moment, you think you hear words again, not through your ears, but within your chest. You never left. You close your eyes, and the truth settles in. The journey wasn't a dream. It wasn't an illusion or vision. It was remembrance. You didn't travel somewhere else. You traveled inward, back to the part of yourself that has always been connected to the tree, to every life that has ever existed. The air thickens slightly as a breeze passes through the forest. It carries the scent of pine, earth, and rain. The sound of it brushing against the leaves feels almost like speech, a slow, deliberate language made of movement and silence. You listen. You don't try to interpret it. You just let it wash through you, like a lullaby meant for every living thing. Somewhere far above, thunder rolls gently across the sky. It's not a storm, just a reminder. The heavens shift, and faint auroras flicker along the horizon, glowing silver and green. For a moment, the light from above reflects in the roots below, and the entire forest seems to breathe in unison. You remember the faces you saw within the tree, the memories of other lives, other worlds. And now, in the soft wind, you feel them again, not as visions, but as presence, familiar, comforting. Timeless. It's as if every being who ever lived is still here. Within this breath, within this silence, you speak softly, though you're not sure to whom. Are you still there? The answer comes not as sound, but as warmth across your skin. A gentle vibration in the earth. The tree doesn't need to speak. It only needs to exist. Its existence is communication. You lean back and gaze upward through the young branches. The stars appear closer now, almost within reach. Their light filters through the leaves like threads of silver, connecting heaven and earth in quiet harmony. And as you watch, you realize that this simple act of breathing, watching, listening is the same as prayer. Not asking, not worshiping, just remembering. The night grows deeper. The stars drift slowly, the air cools. The forest hums softly. You let your eyes close again, not because you're tired, but because the boundary between waking and dreaming has blurred completely. Inside, the hum grows louder, not in sound, but in feeling. You sense the pulse in every direction. It's in the soil beneath you, in the water running under the roots, in the wind passing over the mountains far beyond sight. You understand now why the gods sought wisdom here, not because Yggdrasil holds secrets, but because it holds silence. And in that silence, everything becomes clear. You exhale slowly, and the earth exhales with you. You feel its breath rise through your back, slow, warm, grounding. The sensation spreads through your limbs, up to your heart, to your mind, and finally beyond thought. There is no difference now between your breath and the wind, between your heartbeat and the pulse of the roots beneath you. The whisper returns, faint and distant, but unmistakable. All that grows returns to me, it says. All that sleeps dreams within me. You don't respond, you simply nod. The meaning is not in the words. It's in the stillness that follows them. The calm is complete. Your body grows heavy again, but not with fatigue. It's the weight of belonging, the feeling of sinking into something vast and kind, like falling backward into the arms of infinity. The forest blurs, the stars dim, and all that remains is the steady rhythm of breath. Inhale, exhale. The whisper continues, soft as the turning of the world. Somewhere, deep within the heart of the tree, a leaf trembles. It falls silently, carried by the wind. Not an end, not a loss, but a continuation. It lands gently beside you. You can't see it, but you feel it, the faint brush of it against your skin, the cool weight of eternity resting beside your heart. You smile, and the tree smiles back, not in expression, but in vibration. One last hum moves through the ground, through your bones, through your breath. It's an echo that says, you are home. Then silence. True silence, the kind that isn't empty but complete. You drift into it without resistance, carried on the whisper of Yggdrasil, deeper into the sleep that dreams of all things. Sleep takes you, but it is not darkness that follows. It is memory. You drift through stillness, through something that feels both ancient and immediate. There is no direction here. There is no time. Only light moving through the shape of thought, weaving you into the pulse of Yggdrasil's memory. It begins as faint echoes, the residue of moments left behind by those who lived before. A woman kneeling beside a river, her hands pressed to the water, whispering thanks. A soldier closing his eyes as the first snow falls on a battlefield long forgotten. Mother singing a lullaby to a child. who will one day plant a seed that will grow into another forest. They come and go like breaths, overlapping, blending. You are not watching them. You are feeling them, their warmth, their sorrow, their wonder. The tree is remembering through you. Each root holds stories that have no names. Each branch hums with the vibration of endless lifetimes. You sense that all these memories are not scattered, not lost. They are organized in perfect harmony, like notes in an eternal song. And now, for the first time, you hear the full melody. It begins low, like the heartbeat you felt before, that slow rhythm that never stopped. But then it expands. Every root, every leaf, every soul contributes its own tone. Together, they form a chord so vast it fills everything. You feel the resonance in your chest, in your mind, in your pulse. You are part of the song now, not an audience, not a singer, but the sound itself. The melody carries you higher. You see the worlds. Again, 9 spheres of existence, hanging like lights in a dark sea. They spin slowly, connected by the threads of Yggdrasil's branches. Each world hums in its own tone. Asgard, bright and golden, full of energy. Midgard, softer, tender, full of curiosity. Helheim, deep, slow, still, but not sad. Together, they create the harmony of existence. The song shifts, the frequency lowers, deepens, and becomes something you can feel more than hear. It vibrates through your body like a tide, and as it moves, you begin to see shapes within the light, faces of beings long gone, gods and mortals alike. They are not ghosts. They are memories alive in the rhythm. They turn toward you, and when they look, you feel recognized, not judged, not examined. Recognized. Odin stands among them, not as a god, but as part of the pattern. His face is calm, the single eye reflecting endless wisdom. He doesn't speak, but his presence says enough. You understand now. You bow your head without meaning to, not out of reverence, but connection. He fades into light, merging with the song once more. Then others appear, not just the gods, but people from every world. Each glance is another vibration, another note in the melody. You realize that Yggdrasil remembers everyone equally. It doesn't distinguish between divine and mortal, between great and small. It holds all things the same, as echoes of its own existence. You drift further. The light around you grows warmer, blending blues and silvers into soft gold. You see rivers of energy flowing through the tree, feeding the worlds like blood through a living body. Each pulse carries something new: creation, destruction, rebirth, repeating forever. Then the whisper returns, now clearer than ever before. It does not sound external. It comes from within your own breath. You have seen the worlds, it says. Now see yourself among them. The light shifts again, and suddenly you are no longer in the cosmic vastness. You are back on the earth, standing in the forest beneath Yggdrasil. But the forest is different. It's brighter, alive in ways it wasn't before. Every leaf glows faintly from within. Every blade of grass hums softly in tune with the roots below. And when you look down at your hands, they shimmer faintly, the same pulse moving beneath your skin. You realize you haven't returned from the tree. You've brought it with you. The memory is no longer something you visit. It lives in you now. You can feel it in your heartbeat, in the way your lungs fill and release. The same rhythm that drives the cosmos moves through your veins. You are not separate from the world. You are the world, experiencing itself. As you walk through the forest, the ground responds to your steps. The moss glows faintly. The trees lean slightly, as if listening. You can feel them recognizing you, not as something new, but as something remembered. Every sound, the rustle of leaves, the sigh of wind, blends into a slow, hypnotic rhythm. You find yourself breathing in time with it again. And that breath feels sacred. In the distance, you see the edge of the forest. Beyond it, the world stretches wide. Mountains, rivers, oceans, all shimmering faintly in the light of dawn. And above, the sky shifts slowly from indigo to silver. The first sunray pierces through the canopy, illuminating Yggdrasil's trunk in gold. You pause and watch as the beam travels upward, touching each branch, each leaf, until the entire tree glows like a living star. The whisper rises again. This time, it carries not command, but gratitude. You remembered. The simplicity of those two words fills you with emotion. You cannot name. It feels like relief, like returning after an eternity away. You close your eyes and bow your head slightly, your heart sinking once again with the hum of the roots beneath you. The wind moves through the branches. The sound is soft, rhythmic, infinite, and in that sound, you hear every voice you've ever known. Every memory you thought was gone. They are not lost. They are part of the song, flowing endlessly through Yggdrasil, through you. The sun climbs higher, spreading warmth across your skin. You breathe it in slowly, and for the first time, you truly understand what peace means. It is not silence. It is not the absence of thought. It is the realization that everything is already complete. The forest fades gently at the edges. You feel yourself dissolving again, not upward or downward, but inward, into the hum, into the pulse, into the space where sound becomes breath, and breath becomes light. The whisper follows you as you drift. You are the dreamer and the dream. The sound fades. The warmth deepens. And once more, everything becomes still. Not empty. Just complete. There is a stillness that exists beyond sound, the kind of stillness that feels alive, like the space between two heartbeats. That is where you are now, suspended between everything and nothing. The whisper of Yggdrasil no longer surrounds you. It is you. It flows through the breath in your chest, the pulse in your veins, the rhythm in your mind. There are no more words, no more visions, just a sensation of being everywhere at once. You can feel the stars exhaling light, the oceans breathing mist, the roots deep beneath the earth stirring softly, as if dreaming. You are part of all of it. Sleep drapes itself over you like silk. But it is not the sleep of forgetting. It is the sleep of remembering, a sacred rest, where the soul exhales everything it no longer needs. Each breath you take sends quiet ripples through existence, and the tree responds with a hum so deep and slow that it could be mistaken for silence. You can sense it now, the subtle movement of the universe inhaling and exhaling in perfect rhythm. The cycle of everything that has ever been. Creation, transformation, dissolution. It all happens here, inside this calm, eternal breath. The light has dimmed around you, but it is not gone. It has folded inward, soft and faint, glowing from within your chest. It flickers gently with each breath, matching the heartbeat of Yggdrasil itself. You remember what the whisper said. You are the dreamer and the dream. Now you understand. This moment, this infinite quiet, is what God sought and poets described, but could never hold on to. Place where everything simply is. No boundaries, no questions, no need for understanding. Only being. The air feels thick with presence, even though nothing moves. The scent of moss and rain lingers faintly. But even those sensations are fading. You are dissolving, not disappearing, but merging. Your edges blur into the soft fabric of existence, until there is no you and it, only awareness wrapped in light. You realize the tree is not around you anymore. It's within every atom of you. Your heartbeat is its pulse. Your breath is its wind. Your thoughts are its roots searching for light. And with that understanding, a calm smile rises inside you, the kind that doesn't reach the lips but glows quietly. Through the soul, you drift deeper, somewhere. In the distance, no distance no longer means anything. A sound begins. It's faint, like the echo of water dripping in a cavern. Then another follows, and another, until the rhythm becomes a gentle pattern. You realize it's the sound of leaves trembling in wind, or perhaps stars whispering to one another. The difference no longer matters. Everything speaks the same language here. You remember faces again, not in form, but in energy. The ones you saw before. The woman by the river, the warrior under the snow, the mother, the child. They pass through your awareness like faint breezes. They don't look at you, but you feel their recognition. They too are resting within the pulse. You are all part of the same vast dream. The tree hums softly once more, the vibration low, infinite, ancient. It is neither above nor below. It is everywhere. And in that hum, you hear a message, gentle as falling leaves. Rest now. The cycle continues without effort. You are carried. Those words settle in you like warmth. You surrender completely. Not out of exhaustion, but trust. You know that the pulse will continue, that the worlds will keep breathing, that everything that has ever lived will continue to shimmer through this rhythm. The whisper begins to fade, not because it ends, but because you no longer need to hear it. It has become your silence. You are no longer seeking meaning. You are the meaning. The stars above dissolve into faint glows that move slowly across your mind. Each one drifts, fades, and returns again, like the rhythm of your breath. You are dreaming. But it's not your dream. It's the dream of all things. The air grows cool. A soft mist rises around you, wrapping you in weightless comfort. The world narrows to sensation, the slow expansion of the chest, the steady pulse in your wrist, the faint hum below everything. It feels endless, peaceful, complete. Your body grows lighter, like vapor in the morning air. The ground beneath you no longer feels solid, yet it holds you perfectly. It's not earth. It's awareness itself. The branches above fade into pure shadow. The stars disappear completely. And yet, the light inside you still glows faintly. You know now that it will never go out. It is the seed, the ember, the eternal spark that Yggdrasil planted in all beings. Time slows further, though you can't remember what time means anymore. Everything happens in one unbroken breath. The worlds turn, the roots hum, the stars shift, and you, the dreamer, float within it all, weightless and timeless. The whisper returns one final time, so faint you almost mistake it for your own thought. You are safe. The moment stretches forever. You exhale, and the sound is like wind moving through endless branches. Then, stillness. A stillness that has no edge. If there were words for it, they would be these home, peace, endless, the hum softens into nothing. But you know it will rise again, because this silence is not the end of sound. It's the pause between heartbeats, the inhale before creation begins anew. And as you drift deeper into that silence, you realize something simple, something final. You are not sleeping inside Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil is sleeping inside. You. The breath continues, the world continues, and the whisper never truly fades, only becomes. Still, there is a moment, right before sleep, where the soul stops asking questions. That is where you are now, beyond thought, beyond sound, beyond self. The hum that was once the voice of Yggdrasil is now indistinguishable from your breath. It moves through you effortlessly, a rhythm older than time, quieter than any word. Each inhale brings light. Each exhale releases shadow. And in between, there is only stillness, The space around you has no form anymore. There is no forest, no stars, no sky. Everything has folded into a single, infinite heartbeat. You are not lying beneath the tree. You are the tree. Its branches your thoughts, its roots your memories, its trunk your being. Every pulse of sap through its veins is the echo of your existence, flowing eternally through all that is dot in this stillness. You sense presence, not outside you, but within. Every life that has ever existed rests here, layered within layers of silence. The gods, the mortals, the forgotten and the remembered, all dissolved into the same ocean of breath. Their stories move gently within you, like ripples beneath still water. There is no longer you and them, only the hum. Sleep begins to settle like snowfall, soft, weightless, eternal. It does not pull you down. It carries you. It gathers around your awareness like a blanket made of starlight and time. Each flake that lands melts instantly, becoming warmth that seeps into the core of your being. You inhale slowly. The air, if it can still be called air, feels sacred. It flows through you like liquid silver, leaving trails of calm that shimmer faintly behind your closed eyes. There are no dreams forming yet, but you can feel them waiting, like seeds beneath frost. Soon, they will grow. Yggdrasil's whisper returns, not as a sound, but as a feeling. It vibrates through your chest, gentle and eternal. It no longer teaches, no longer guides. It simply reminds. Rest, you are endless. You exhale, and the words drift through your mind like mist. Endless. The sound of it lingers, dissolving into the quiet that fills everything. There is no beginning here, no end, just the steady rhythm of peace looping forever. You can sense the boundaries of the worlds again, faint and translucent, like distant lights underwater. Asgard glows, faintly golden in the far distance. Midgard flickers softly with silver blue light. Helheim sleeps, dark and silent, its calm infinite. All the realms breathe in unison, connected by roots that pulse gently through eternity. You can feel them all, every life, every soul, every heartbeat, moving in time with your own. A soft wind passes through the void. It doesn't stir the air. It stirs awareness. With it comes the faint scent of the forest again. Pine, earth, and rain. It carries memory. The memory of lying beneath the great tree, of listening to the hum, of feeling the roots pulse through the soil. The wind circles you once, then fades, leaving only silence behind. There is nothing left to do, nothing left to know. You have reached the end of the path and the beginning of another. You realize, for the first time, that Yggdrasil was never just a tree. It was a mirror, a reflection of everything that lives, everything that dies, and everything that dreams. The stars begin to form again, faint pinpricks of silver, light blossoming in the void. They do not shine brightly. They pulse slowly, like breathing. Each one is a life, a memory, a thought drifting through eternity. You watch them appear one by one until the entire sky above you glows softly, forming a dome of light that feels infinite. The hum grows faint, distant, almost gone. It doesn't fade away. It simply becomes everything else. You are no longer separate from it. You are the vibration. You are the dream. Sleep comes fully now, not as surrender, but as arrival. You sink gently into the fabric of silence, weightless, without direction. There is no falling, only merging. The hum vibrates one last time, deep within your chest, then evens out into a perfect, endless tone. You remember the first whisper, how it began in darkness, how it carried you through fire and ice, through gods and creation, through roots and stars. And now, it returns to where it began. The cycle closes, the world breathes, and you breathe with it. Your awareness narrows until it's no longer a thought, just a pulse, one heartbeat, steady, infinite. The stars drift further away, then fade completely. Darkness fills the space again. But this time, it is not empty dot. It is full of life, full of calm, full of everything you have ever been. You can hear one final whisper, so faint. It might be your own voice now. Sleep well, traveler of roots and stars. The worlds are safe within you. The sound dissolves, like mist fading under dawn. All that remains is warmth, breath, and stillness. You exhale one last conscious breath. Then, nothing. Not absence, not void dot, just the quiet hum of the universe, dreaming itself once more. The whisper continues, beyond sound, beyond time, beyond even memory dot, and somewhere within it, you are still there, resting, breathing, glowing faintly in the rhythm of the tree that connects all worlds dot sleep, dot dream, dot be.